Now then, how you doing? It snowed. Only a little bit, but it snowed. Making Yorkshire and everybody in it seemingly scared to do anything, go out, and then it's going to be the next apocalypse. That, however, is not me. So my day is going to carry on as usual because I'm not insane. Yeah, I'm not grumpy at all. And I'm back up here, which is good. It's been 2 weeks that I've not spent any time in my office. I probably needed a bit of a break from everything that was going on. As I said yesterday, I was working with the computers and we had some issues with the motherboard. Bricked that, not ideal. But that is what it is. So I'm basically in the same position as I was before the break. We'll see what's going to happen with second RMA for the motherboard, but I suspect it'll be a case of we'll have to get a new motherboard. I'm pretty certain that they won't be amenable to the fact that the LED was damaged on the motherboard, thus leading to the bricking incident, which it was. But it is what it is. I'm not going to stress about that. So yeah, right. Start of the year then. I didn't do it on New Year's Day because it seems derivative and that's not what it was about. I wanted to kind of collect my own thoughts and things. So I think going forward a little bit, I'm going to try and be a little bit more authentic in these. And I'm still going to talk about my day-to-day, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. But I think talking about like the larger things that are going on, my larger thoughts, I've kind of strayed away from that before because it leads to people asking questions that I don't particularly want to answer when this is more of a diary, not a not I want to talk to somebody about something in particular. It's just that I want to talk at something, being the camera, and the people who watch it are transient at best. I know I do get a couple of people watching it regularly, and that's fine, but it's not an outreach kind of thing, anything like that. So there was some things that I want to talk about that I shied away from previously that I'm going to start talking about this year a little bit. So I think we're going to talk a little bit more about mental health, specifically men's mental health, and some of the problems that surround blokes in middle age, friendships, loneliness, all of that kind of thing. Because seemingly we aren't allowed to talk about anything like that now, because if we do, it's like, oh, well, you're forgetting about women's problems and all of this other stuff. And that's not the case at all. I think there's room in the world for everybody. And if you have opinions about such things as you can't talk about this because you're neglecting that, then leave the channel now and go away because you're an idiot and I don't really care. Okay? And I can't be any more authentic than that. That's like me saying, oh, I stopped watching somebody because they're talking about fishing. I'm not interested in fishing. So do you know what I do? I don't complain about it. I just don't watch that person because that's not where my interest is. It's a whole world full of varied interests and people's opinions and stuff. And if you don't like somebody's opinion, then just don't listen to it or don't agree with it. That's fine. You don't have to comment on it. You can skip. They might have something else interesting to say. But that's all on you. That's how you want to behave and how you want to interact and deal with people. If you don't like that, that's also fine. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit more of that sort of content. I'm going to try, and I know I've said this a couple of times, and I started off doing it when I first started doing these videos to get out and about more. I think the difference that's happened over the past 2.5, 3 years. Is this the third year of doing this? This is the third year of doing this, isn't it? Is I've gone from nothing or understanding nothing really about all of this stuff to having a reasonable and professional interest and investment in doing audio, video, graphic, that kind of thing. As we know, I changed career. That may change again this year, who knows? But it started off me being able to get out and about and using things like the DJI Pocket 3. New one of these coming this year, by the way. The Pocket 4, I'm excited. I probably will not be getting it because I have too many cameras now, likely. But this is one of my favorite ever cameras. I love it for video, at least. So I used to take that everywhere with me, but it became quite laborious even though the workflow was quite simple to get the video from there onto the phone and uploaded, the turnaround time as work increased became higher. And I've got a multitude of other cameras and such as we talked about, but my problem with this and with something like this, the S9, with the ridiculous lens on it that's supposed to be an EDC, but that is insanely big. So regardless of what the camera is, something like this is a me problem, is I have a need to keep things in pristine condition, which then limits my ability to take it places because I'm scared of getting it scratched, getting it knocked, because anything that I get, I value because I don't have ludicrous amounts of money. I'm not sponsored by anybody or anything like that. So I've got to be careful, and it's got to last me years. I've had this since it launched and it looks like it's brand new. So this is like 3 years old at this point. All of my equipment is like this. A lot of my lenses are secondhand, and any damage on them, on the bodies, came like that. So that's something I'm going to try and overcome again this year, and just sling it in my bag and try and post a little bit more authentically and be out and about. I know I keep using this word authentic, but that's the thing. I felt towards the end of the year, as you'll probably notice, the videos got a little bit more quicker and less interesting. I had less to say because the things that I wanted to talk about, I wasn't talking about because I was worried about like having to interact with people after the fact, or they'd be like, "Oh, you all right?" And I know it all comes from the best place, but sometimes it's just that I just want to get off my chest. I don't particularly want to talk about it. I'm not a very talky person. If I do, I will speak to a person about it. I'm going off on many tangents, aren't I, today? So yeah, that's where we are at the start of the year. Hopefully it'll be a bit of a better year than it was last year. There was a lot going on. I wasn't particularly, there's the whole work situation, isn't there? There's the whole imposter syndrome around what I'm doing. I think there's the whole being quite lonely thing, and like the mental health stuff like I talked about. And yeah, there's a whole gamut of things to explore and talk about in these videos this year, and hopefully on a multitude of different cameras. I'm really looking forward to getting more time with this bad boy. And the workflow on this with Lumix Lab, I'm really excited to explore some more. So yeah. And regardless of anything else that's happening, I'm going to attempt to get myself out of the house more, regardless if I do that alone, with the family, with somebody else. I am going to do it and make sure that I'm making me happy, and that's what I need to do. Right, I'm going to leave it there for today because I've got a Wodger freelance to crack on with today before I get back at work properly myself next week. I've taken this week off to get some of my projects done, but let's be honest, that's not going to be the case because my week has already been stacked up with things like car servicing and picking up the little one from school and stuff. So he'll be here. So it's going to be late nights for me getting things done. And I want to talk about some 3D printing because it's going well. It's going well since I sorted everything out. And I think I'm 13 hours into a 16-hour print for the riser. So I'll talk about that tomorrow, no doubt. Maybe downstairs on the other camera. Anyway, right. I'm done for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. And stay safe in the snow because, oh my God, there's 2 millimeters of it. What are you going to do? See ya.